So let's walk through some more of these interface mechanics, and along the way we'll always be learning about the behavior, the semantics. But let's just take a look at some code here. When we look at this code on the playground, we'll start here on line 11, line 16, and line 22. And what you're going to see are three interfaces. We're going to have the mover interface, one active behavior move, the locker interface, which really is two, lock and unlock, and then that same pattern I showed you before, the move locker, which is the composition of the other two interfaces. That means that any piece of data, any value, any pointer that implements both move, lock, and unlock can be a move locker. And then I've gone ahead on this code and I've actually implemented a concrete piece of data named bike. We are using the empty struct that implements all three behaviors. So a bike knows how to move, knows how to lock, and it knows how to unlock. Now with all this set up, we can look at some of these base mechanics that we're getting from the language. And we start there on line 49. And on line 49, what we're going to see here is that I am creating a move locker set to its 0 value and a locker set to its 0 value. Actually, sorry, a move locker and a mover if we look at on line 50. So here's my move locker, right? That's that interface set to its 0 value. So both of these words are going to be nil. And then we've got that mover, and that mover is set to its 0 value. There it is, nil, nil, using var again for that. Now on line 54, I construct the bike value, and we assign it to the move locker. And we can do that because we know that anytime a bike, right, because we have the three behaviors, a bike can move, lock, and unlock. So we can come in here now, construct that bike value, and set up our interface value for that storage, and say that this move locker has a bike. Brilliant. Now, if we go and look at line 58, line 58 is what's interesting here now. I can, at compile time, tell the compiler, I would like to assign ML, right, to M. That's what we're seeing. But remember, we're not really assigning ML or any interface here. Remember, we're not moving interface values around our program. Only thing we can move around our program is the concrete data. So what we're really saying is, can we assign a copy of the bike value that's currently stored inside of ML into M? Can we assign that bike value into M, the one that's already in ML? And the compiler will go off and look at the type information. And we know that to be a move locker, you have to already be able to move. The type information is clear from the way that we declared it. If we go back and look at those declarations, you'll see again that we've got the mover interface, we've got the locker interface, and then the move locker is the composition, right? We see that again on line 22, the composition of the move, lock, and unlock behaviors. So we can come back here again, we look on line 58, and we go, compiler says, yeah, that's absolutely not a problem. And so now M, right, can store the same bike value that ML is, and we're using those pointers for efficiency, for sharing. There we are. But when we get to line 62, we got a problem. Because now we're asking the compiler, can we take the concrete value inside of M and assign it to ML? Can we go the other way? Compiler says, no, you can't go the other way. Because when it comes to a mover, all we know about is the ability to move. And if you want to store something in a move locker, not only do you move, you got to be able to lock, you got to be able to unlock. These are three behaviors instead of one. And in this particular case, all we know about is any concrete piece of data stored inside of this mover only knows how to move. So what's nice here is that we're getting this compile level integrity based on the type information, and that composition is going to make it easier not just for the compiler but for us to understand when we're moving the concrete data around, or we're sharing it in this case, what we can and can't do with a level of integrity.